Hi there. So one of my favorite things since I was like 9 years old was watching Call Me Chris read Reddit. And so I was like, you know what? If she can do it, so can I. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So yeah, let's get right into it. So the first one is called, Am I the A-hole for trying to steal her man? Which immediately I'm going to say yes. The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is you liked him first and then you explicitly told her, hey, I'm going after him. I like him, you know, he's mine. And then she still got with him anyway. That's like the only scenario I can think of. Anyway, let's read it before we make too many assumptions. A little over a year ago, I was taken by my friend, female 30, because I became homeless. Oh no. At first, her man and I didn't get along, which led to small fights between them. Because I was going through a rough time, I was messy and loud and admittedly wasn't a great roommate. At first, it was mostly her who was helping me settle in. I don't cook, so she would cook for us and overall just help me live again. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. And as I lived with them, her man, male 30, and I began to warm up to each other. We have a lot in common, so I feel like it was bound to happen. She's not a hiker, so he and I would go hiking together. He understands my needs and wants in ways no one was able to before. He's become my favorite person. See, this is so cute, but like maybe you guys could just be friends. He's literally in a relationship already with your friend who took you in, again, when you were homeless. But I digress. Recently, I realized I loved him more than her. I hate it when they are sitting together and I would try to sit right in between them. Why would you do that? Way to ruin the moment, man. I want to be where he is at all times and I get upset when they are together without me. She caught me lying on his lap and told him that I'm trying to steal him. He tried to laugh it off and push me off, which hurt my feelings. He doesn't know, but I'm trying to steal him. I want to be with him and kiss him forever. What the heck? What am I reading? Too many details. TMI. So Reddit, would I be an a-hole if I love my human's man more than my human? This is a Reddit post about a dog. Loki, you got me there. Yeah. Well, that's where we're gonna end that one. That was silly. That was cute. Am I the a-hole for asking my dad why I should include his wife if he plans to never include my boyfriend? I, 19 female, have been dating Leo, 19 male, for over a year now. We've known each other since we were 6, and we've been part of the same friend group since we met. And he was really sweet when my mom died. That's so sad. Dad even commented back then how kind he was to me. See, this is sweet. This is like gonna be such a cute romance. My dad has now been with his wife for 2 years, and they've been married for 6 months. Ever since I told my dad I was dating Leo, he's been so different about him. I got crap for bringing him to a family party in June, and Dad said it was inappropriate to bring just anyone to a family party. I ran it by the relative housing, and they were fine with it. My dad never complained about friends joining before. So basically, I feel like it's just like he lost his wife, and he doesn't want to like lose the kid. I could totally be going off. I think it might have something to do with like the fact that he lost his wife not that long ago. It doesn't say how long ago it was, but I think that it could be like, especially if you're an only child, that it could be like, well, he doesn't want to like lose you just like he lost his wife, which I get it, but like at the same time, ooh, and she's an adult now. Dad and his wife have shown up unannounced when Leo and I were hanging out and they wanted to leave him out. What? Dad makes it a big deal if I want to include Leo ever. It's not even all the time. Both of them were really off with Leo when dropped by unannounced a couple of weeks ago too, and this led to a fight. Leo went on a grocery run and I confronted my dad. That's so funny. I can just imagine her being like, her and her dad being like all arguing, and then she's like, Leo, go out and get some groceries. And then oh my gosh, that's just what's going on in my head. I asked Dad why he was being like that and how did he expect me to want him to visit if he'd be that way. His wife said they don't like seeing me in such a serious relationship, and the fact that I'm bringing him to things is strange when he's not family and he's just a partner. Just a partner. Now I will say they are only 19, but like they have to start off as just a partner before they can actually become anything serious, you know? You can't get married without going through the dating part first, you know? You can't get married without being boyfriend and girlfriend first. I asked her who... Oh, the wife said that. I thought it was the dad who said that. Okay, no, so the wife said that they don't like me being in such a serious relationship. Oh my gosh. I asked her who she was to say that, as you should. My dad said she's right, and she's his wife and our family. And he said it's so totally different. I told him he would never have let me treat her that way before they were married either. He claimed it was still different and that I should be willing to spend time with them without Leo. Like, I feel like it's not even about that, because, oh, well, the next thing says, and I have. Because it's not like she already said previously that, like, she's not trying to bring him to everything. She just, like, wants to hang out with him sometime, like, as you can. And I have, by the way. I have visited on my own and met for lunch without Leo. He's not always there. But we go to the same college, and we're living together with some friends over the summer. And we'll be full-time moving in together in a couple of weeks. That's so sweet. Like, childhood friends, like, becoming friends to lovers is literally the favorite trope. Other than enemies to lovers is pretty good, I will say. But anyway, Dad said Leo isn't family, and some stuff should just be for family. So I asked why his wife was always there. Wild. So I asked why his wife was always there. I asked why I should include her if he won't ever include Leo. She's not my family after all. Why it was any of his wife's business when she's got no say on my life. Dad said she's family, they're married. I asked, would I need to marry Leo for things to change? And he just said it's different. So even if they would have gotten married, then you still wouldn't have been, like, accepting of him in the relationship. That's insane. His wife said I had no business invalidating her and that she's the future grandmother of my children. I told her good luck with that. She's not my mother, and she will never be their grandmother. And since we're excluding partners, that's all she'll ever be, married or not, since that's what Dad's saying he'll do. Oh my gosh. Dad told me that it was enough, and he never said that. I told him that he keeps saying it's different, and not that marriage would change anything, so I see no reason to include his wife. I then made them leave, which they did not do easily. They wanted to keep the fight going, but I told them it was done. They're now angry I invalidated his wife by asking about her and saying she won't be the future grandmother. But I stand by it. My kids might not know. Grandpa, if he's to their dad and wants to act like he doesn't exist, am I the a-hole? That was a lot. My immediate reaction, no. I probably would say that your dad is kind of being an a-hole, because even though you are the child, even though you are now an adult, you are still the child. So, kind of. And it seems like you're still living with him. So he does have a say. But once you move in with your boyfriend, like, you are still living with your dad, so he still does have a say, but once you move in with your boyfriend, I feel like you shouldn't anymore. Like, if you, I wouldn't say cut him off. Reddit probably would, but I wouldn't say cut them off necessarily. I would just say, like, set your boundaries, say, and it seems like you did, but, like, I don't know, maybe do, like, a one last chance. Maybe, like, do, like, a one last chance thing and, like, be like, these are my boundaries, and, like, this is what I need. Like, I am going to move in with this person. You cannot dictate my relationship now that I am not a child anymore. I would say that. But, yeah. I'm gonna read some comments. Let me know if you agree with me, by the way. They don't like seeing you in a serious relationship with the actual... Would they prefer you screwing around and changing boyfriends at the same rate as you change your undies? OP says, I guess they either want me single or dating a bunch of people and not having a stable partner. Never mind the fact Leo and I have known each other for a long time, and we're happy together and good together. The rest of my family supports us, but not my dad. Again, I think this goes back to him losing the mom, sadly. Oh, it seems like she doesn't live with him. So people are saying, like, I would tell them to stop showing up unannounced. It's, like, not their place. Okay, I see that. Not the a-hole. Wife of 6 months has no say in anything to an adult stepchild. That's what I'm getting at. Like, she's an adult. Also, if you want to talk it out with your father, do it one-on-one without his wife present. Fair. Going forward, I would exclude her from everything, and if your father doesn't want to change his behavior, go low contact or no contact with him. This person saying, maybe dad once had an affair with Leo's mom and suspects or knows that Leo is his biological child. I think that's actually insane. I think that's insane. I don't think that's what happened. Nobody's really saying what I initially said, which is that, like, the dad he already lost the mom, and so, like, in a way, the kid going off dating people is, like, feeling like he's losing her too because she's already an adult, and he, like, I'm assuming that, like, when the mother died, if it wasn't that long ago, that they had like a really strong bond, and that now that she's like trying to go move out, that could be like the biggest thing, that could be like a really big thing for him, and like he feels like he's losing her. But yeah, what do you guys think? Anyway, that's like wrapping this up. Tell me if you guys agreed with me, or you know, think that everything that I said was absolutely ridiculous. You know, you can feel that way too. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.